Welcome back to ESL Pro League. Earlier tonight, we saw VP bounce back after a map 1 stomping. We'll have to see if Astralis can do the same as their Danish counterparts, their Danish opponents. Just beat the hell out of them on map 1 on Overpass. So now we have Nuke coming up. We've talked a lot. We got into it a little bit. Got a little frisky, a little overexcited.
I apologize.
You know, it might have been my fault. I might have let into Nuke a little bit early. You know, it is sometimes tough to talk about, you know, one defeat that was that one-sided, a map that's that one-sided. But now we have Nuke. Now we can get in that exciting matchup. Chad, let's just, you know, let's talk about what are these two teams. We've seen so much of Astralis and North. How is this going to work on the T side? What is going to be the main focal point? What is kind of that critical juncture?
We always discuss, you know, yard control. That's one of the main points that we talk about here. But we have two teams who have quite unique ways of playing yard on the CT side and to negate that control that teams want to go for. And they don't want to allow, you know, 5 players to make their way down secret. They want to make sure they have, you know, a frag or done some damage or have the information. So the battle out there is going to be quite an intense one, I would say, and seeing Config's aggression with the rifle pushed up and the support of Cage and Zorp, and then you have, you know, some setups that Device and Co like to do, which I actually have a clip for if we want to throw to that right now. we have a move that we saw from Astralis. I believe this was against FaZe in the grand final of Katowice, and this is Kirby pushed up right now on the catwalk. He is going to basically be synced with Glaive, who's going to push up and be under the silo, and then you have Device playing on outside the warehouse, spotting on top of the silo. So everything's covered. Kirby is baiting for Glaive. They get baited into Glaive's hands. He takes them down. Device is baiting for Kirby. If they swing out and try and push, Kirby can push and go for a duel as well. And you can see there him just baiting for Glaive. Glaive grabs that frag, and now he's stuck in a bit of a pickle because Kirby took off and left him hanging. But that's one move that, you know, you can have on the CT side. You can have more aggression. The stuff that I want to see teams bring in, like nading open squeaky door for Europa, so Europa can go into mini and pick into lobby. I know the angle's a little bit different now, but you're likely to find a pick there. You want to have a bank of these holds or moves on the CT side to be able to find picks so the Ts just can't get away with doing their executes. And something that's unique to North and the way that they like to play their, like, I guess, bonus rounds on the T side or low utility rounds when they know the CT is also on a low utility round is their top rushes. They just send Magus out squeaky like a madman. He does that better than anyone.
And that's going to be quite interesting because Dupree does that as well for Astralis, right? You've got really similar approaches in a way. They love that fast hit towards upper on their T side for Astralis. They have decent play towards outside. For me, their T side on Nuke is going to be the one to watch. And for both teams, this is their most played map in the last 3 months. Both of them, this is like what they both go to or what they end up on. That's a phrase that I probably won't repeat, but yeah, it's going to be decent to watch. I don't think we've seen anyone punish Astralis yet, apart from Virtus Pro, particularly recently. So yeah. I think North are in a position to do it. I think Astralis have to kind of simmer down from that first map a little bit because it's going to be incredibly frustrating. You just got battered by your ex-teammate and the team that's meant to be, you know, lower than you as such, right? But it's quite weird. In the top 4 right now in the Pro League, it's 2 Danish teams and neither of them are Astralis. So, you know, it's a weird sitting place at the moment.
Well, where are we putting Astralis in terms of where Nuke is in their map pool? I think that's kind of an interesting question because, like you said, they play it so frequently. It's not a map they generally pick, but it's almost like teams have to go towards it because they have a couple maps that are stronger than it. But in turn, I mean, it's this weird circle of death where this has now become a strong map because they've played it so frequently against some of the best teams in the world.
I feel like it's in the middle of their map pool. Like, but when I say that and I try and think about their maps, it feels like everything's in the middle of their map pool. Right? Just to, like, you know, like you're saying, they're kind of happy to play everything. If they can get their choice, they do like to overpass, even though they just got stomped on it. But it seems like they're happy with everything other than Cobble. And even then, they're happy to play that against a weaker opponent, right? Like, they don't have any dramas with that. So this is one of the strengths we say with Astralis is how deep their map pool is.
And I would say as well, the only team they've ever lost to on Nuke in the last 3 months as such, right, since it's become back in their real frequent map pool, is VP, all 3 times. So they've only ever lost to someone you'd argue being like the ultimate specialist, right? The team that will always happily leave it in there.
They're the number 1 team.
They are, right? So it's just, I think it's become, by necessity, a really good pick for them because they can always leave it down to, you know, leaving Cobble in there because they're happy to leave it in there because they know it baits people into it. They'll specifically play people on that map if they know they can win. If they put hours into a specific opponent, they'll bait them into playing it. But North don't necessarily have that, I'd say, yet. They don't have that flush map pool. It's good, but it's not the full deck. But Nuke is a sick map for them. So this is going to be a great map. This should be... I think it's going to go Astralis' way, personally, but I think this is going to be the closest game yet.
Well, I would hope so because we've had a 16-2, a 16-4, and a 16-5. So, yeah, bold over there.
I hope this one is 16-8.
You're going
Okay, I'm trying to figure that out.
specific.
Yeah, this will be interesting, especially for a map that, I know, Chad, you mentioned they don't want to have, no reason to have an op on the T side. So you have a team like North that just dominated with Cajun B with that AWP. Before you get into it, I do have to throw over to your casters. That is going to be Sedicus and Henry G still. How you doing, boys?
Hashtag number one.
Oh, I just died. I was playing Slither. I was playing Slither, but I died. You should have seen the size of my snake, Henry.
I've seen it before. It's not that impressive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hello.
That said,
that's Jason.
Speaking of dropping bombs, Henry, it's time to drop a nuke.
That's good. You've still got it seems. As we get into Astralis versus North, the second map, it was North beating down Astralis from arguably one of their best maps, Overpass, 16-5. And moving to Nuke, though, both teams very good on this one. I feel like it's the same kind of storyline we had with VP versus Fnatic. Even though it's got wrecked, I feel like they can come back and even give the same sort of treatment to North here on Nuke.
It's possible. The thing is that it wasn't like... I don't want to call it an off night because I don't think that's acceptable. It's not an excuse, but like they just looked really off on Overpass in some situations. So it's going to take a lot for them to come back. You're right. There's definitely the potential there, but there wasn't anything that encouraged me in the last game to say that it's something I'm believing in. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Sort of, yeah. It's fine. Well, it's going to be North on the CD side here. It's not so much a huge deal really these days. Nuke quite a balanced map, believe it or not. I didn't think I'd ever be saying that a few years ago. But it certainly is now, and with North standing the T side, there's no real reason why they can't win the pistol and even end up winning the half here. So the game is about to restart. We are going to get into it. It's Astralis versus North, the second showing. After getting 16-5, Astralis looking for revenge here in the Danish derby. Should be quite a good one, I think. And we'll have a look at the buys as they start to come in here. Here's the pistol round. It's going to be a Molotov and a smoke for AZ. We did see that Superman buy on their T side of North, but not going to be happening this round as we get into it. Sorts of armor and the Molotov and smoke.
Yeah, not bad. I can live with that buy. Seeing less and less people actually buying Superman situations. It seems very situational and player dependent. I know at Katowice there's very rarely kills on anything other than the default pistols. Perfix will get down below, gives up ramp early. He's known to be quite passive in that position. Efficient, I think most people might argue. And inside the doors, they know he's there, so they just hold them. And as soon as he opens them, he gets killed like Joffrey. It's going to be now Device to pick up a kill onto MSL. Glaive will try and peek from the right side. They're trying to hold them off inside of the site with just 2 men to do it. Device, therefore, has to switch his angle from inside of the door to the top of control. Finds 2 because he needs more information. This will be back in Glaive. And 2 take back 4, the lower side of Nuke.
A much-needed pistol round there from Astralis. It's Device finding 4 kills in the end there as well. Good stuff from him. It's a straight-up ramp rush from North, down towards lower. Like we said, it's normally Zipex there. He does a very good job of holding that position. He goes down pretty early, and it's going to be North actually getting the plant in, I think. No, they didn't. They didn't even get a plant. I thought they had that all day long. As Glaive actually came from the ramp from itself, took a lot of attention away from his teammate Device, and then comes in with 4 frags. That was huge from him. So it will be the force buy here from North in the second round. Tech-9s. I'm never a fan of this force buy on the C side. Like, it never really amounts to too much. Like, it's very difficult to get towards any sort of bomb side at all. They have got a smoke this time. That's a little bit of an adjustment, I guess. As they get 1 player towards vent. It's going to be Mages, but they take a ton of damage here as they head towards lower. But this is looking promising. Mages controlling the rotations down towards that lower position. And his teammates making it towards the lower site as well, but it's Glaive opens things up. He's actually already in waiting.
Already winning indeed. Dark spot as well. You know how I feel about the nade costs him though. Bounces behind his intended target, which would have been great if it found config. Goes down anyway, but then he got caught without the rifle in hand, or rather the SMG, the gun, the weapon. And that's going to spell disaster for them. It's still a tight situation. They will get Device to find Cajun B and leave it from what was even to now a 2 versus 1 in their favor. Magisk has to go aggressive to try and get inside of the site. Had to commit. Bomb was nowhere near him, so had no choice.
No bomb planted there, but North with the force buy in a second. You're always going to do that regardless. Like on the T side, your money's going to be fine against that first gun round. But it's just, that's why they had 1 smoke there. 1 player of our head armor, I believe. I think it was Cajun who threw the smoke towards the squeaky door position. Got 1 player in the vents. That was promising at least. That's the first time I've seen that always be successful. And going towards outside, they had some decent trades, but unable to get a plan there means a full eco. Going to round number 3, a chance for Astralis to calm down slightly here and take an upper rush, it seems. As Config, he'll be trying to get that defense to the bomb. That's been denied. His Device gets the double spray down there. That should be round over. Not really much the team can do about this situation now as Zipex, he finds the 3rd frag.
Does indeed. AZ waiting above. Ooh, jump down, go for the knife, make something lovely happen. He's trying it. In a 1v5. I mean, that's, yeah, about as many strikeouts as Michael Jordan when he played baseball, but you got to admire him trying to build up money in that situation. That's really all he's after.
Yeah, it was pretty audacious to give that a go, but he got in the smoke, started waving that knife around. Didn't really get much done, but it wasn't really going to amount to anything anyway. Round number 4, no AWP for North. That's not really required on the T side of Nuke, in my opinion, but a very decent spawn for them as well. They could keep applying the pressure towards the upper side. I'm sure it'll be more of a traditional round here. The smoke towards outside, try and get that outside control, get towards Secret. There's the initial smoke from Cajun. Device, though, he normally goes towards Secret in this position. When he has the AWP in the first gun round, that's where he likes to go first, usually. Maybe once again in that squeaky door position. Finds Dupree, who's known to play on top of the hub. It's a 5-on-4, just like that. Nice footwork there from the guys.
Smokes off the walls, perfect. Device, though, does get rotated in time with an op as well down below because he couldn't get to Secret in time. Still finds a kill. Any kill will do. Config's going to bypass fence on the way into upper, though. They've come out hot, taken down the man on top of it. That was Dupree. And they've got the upper site relatively easy, all things considered. I think perhaps a bit of a panic rotation based on Device's call. They tried to get more modular, I guess you could say, in the fact that they bring Zipix down to lower. And off Heaven, back out toward ramp instead. Still won't matter. Zipix is able to push back through, take down Cajun B. Just going to be left on the rafters, but it's only a one-man advantage. He's going to have to be swift about finding the opening. First shot comes in pretty quick, but just does get one back, but he's immediately found and traded by Zipix. That's exactly what they had to do in that situation, is find the equal trades on the way through.
Yeah, got a bit scary there, absolutely. His Device, we said he goes towards Secret. Usually in that first gun round when he gets the AWP out, he finds one kill there. And I guess at that point he's given the cause, and they're trying to get towards lower. Watch out towards ramp. They actually left the upper bomb site completely open after losing that first frag. The bomb goes down, and North managing to get himself in a very winnable situation. It was a 4-on-4 at that point, but the retake's good. And unfortunately for North, they can't hold off the rotating CTs. They do get enough for a buy in round number 5 here. And you can see the CTs still have a lot of money. Device on almost $8,000 there, still with the AWP as well. So looking very healthy here as they find the 4-0. Not really much to work with on the North side, though, man. They have one smoke and one flashbang. To operate on Nuke, that's not enough, in my opinion, but...
Yeah, it's... I mean, as we know, Nuke is... It's all about the execution to get the site, to crack it open, because then you get the CTs very scattered.
Right, and then you need the utility to hold off the retake of the bomb site as well. Take vision away from the AWPers, like AZ just found out at that point. It's a very difficult map to try and operate with just AKs. That's a good name as well.
Did less damage than I thought, to be fair. It did do damage onto Config and Magisk, but they're both left at 75 and 80, so it looked like it was going to do a lot more than that.
Yeah, well, they still have the smoke in hand. Occasionally trying to find Dupree. Always on this side, it seems, but he does a very good job there. They've got no Molotov to get him out of that position, so try to open it up, catch him off guard, but not meant to be. He's going to have the HE ready as well. They still have incendiaries and smokes of CTs. They can hold off anything. And the T's going to chuck at them as Device finds his second frag. There's the incendiary dropped. And Dupree now just looking to find a frag, and Cajun actually rips his head off. Nice shot from him.
Follow in. Good trade. Had to hit it. Glaive, don't be misled, is on the outside of the upper site. Smoked off as well. Take the door out of contention entirely, and Zipix still has the vision toward hut. Oh, spots his feet. Spots his feet indeed. Glaive's going to realize that they've gotten down the vents, though. And that's where Device comes into the equation, because Config's already going to be down below, planting safely as well in behind the silo. And Device has just gotten into the ramp now. Zipix will find Magisk down to the 1 versus 3. Config, nice shot. Fakes decon and gets back inside of the site. They're going to play the buddy system, though, Astralis, so it's an immediate trade. Trying to fake it as well, leaving Zipix to walk so that he doesn't hear both coming and get a spray down. The thing is, that door opened, and Zipix was actually perfectly inside the frame. He was supposed to be the follow-up. That could have gotten awkward.
Certainly could have done. Config can't make it happen. That's a beautiful shot towards Rand to take down Device there. He knew exactly where Config was as well. He had the crosshair ready on him to take him down, but found a headshot in return. It's going to be 5-0 to Astralis, but the bomb going down once again, and the 5th stage loss bonus means North can keep buying here as well. It won't be the best of buys, sure, but they do get the 5 AKs, and this time they have smokes to work with. It's actually better than the previous round, so they're going to go towards outside this time, but they're lacking Molotovs. Not a huge deal on Nuke, but they are very beneficial for post-plant situations especially. Molotoving towards Heaven, maybe down towards lower, getting the vents, for example, but this looks like a standard round. Smokes towards outside, no sort of fake here. Send 4 players towards this area, probably have 1 holding towards lobby, will be Magis. Trying to stop the rotations down towards the vent area. Challenging once again is Dupree, who meets his maker there. 5-on-4, just like that. Magis has been very good at getting an opening pick, but they haven't been able to do much with it.
Easy to take down Device this time. Haven't necessarily won that battle often heading in towards Secret. Astralis did have a decent start on the last map as well. It was 4-4 at a point, ended 16-4. That's the shocking aspect of what that scoreline really was. And consider how many rounds in a row they would have lost. Bomb plant down, Glaive. 1 versus 4. This could be the first round finally for North to pick up on their T side.
I would say that's fair at this point. That's a nice round from North. Didn't have a ton to work with there, but they had the 5 smokes and the AKs to get outside. They had Mages watching that vent area as well. He opens the squeaky door, takes down Dupree to open things up. Just as he does it, his teammate's ready to go towards Secret and Device. He had to hit that first shot. A little bit overcommitted, I would say, as he spots 1 terrorist coming, doesn't pull the trigger straight away, misses the shot, gets taken down. That's round over at that point. Then you get 1 frag in return. Mages still holding that vent position, gets another rotation kill, and he gets taken down. That's going to be Glaive actually causing some chaos here towards the end of the round. That's actually kind of a big deal. They've lost the AWP they'd picked up there. That's in the hands of Cajun B. And no, they do not win the round, but he actually damages the economy significantly there of North. Here's a little replay of Glaive's antics, the very last of the round. Okay. As we go into number 7 here. This will be a full reset. North lost this one. They lose the loss bonus at this point, but they have managed to get Dupree down to just a shotgun here. Dupree's actually on a slay. So 0 to 5. Hasn't been having too much fun on that hut position. The rush potentially here. She used to take down the door and a smoke towards main as well, but Dupree with a shotgun finds the first frag.
Does indeed, in the smoke, tries to find it. Oh, another Dupree, good read. They try and snap back towards Squeaky and find him. It's dead. Xyp9x therefore can walk freely in towards Squeaky itself, back through the rotation from ramp. And this will be their round. That's actually very impressive, that shotgun work. We know it has potential on this map, but it's becoming less common that we actually see it be successful.
Sure. Well, it's Dupree there in the perfect position for it, I guess. They tried to use this is adjusted Nuke. That wasn't really possible 6 months ago. Yes, it's the same iteration of Nuke, but it's been slightly modified to allow you to H the squeaky door once again and smoke towards main entrance. That's exactly what AZ did, but he runs into the barrel of the shotgun of Dupree there, who then pushes through with like 10 HP and still wins the round. As we try it once more, it's going to be a Molotov and a smoke to shut down North's approach towards Squeaky, and Device ready towards outside. He'll be smoked out as well. Decent smokes coming in. Tries to slow them down with the HE grenade. Could do significant damage there, but not too much.
Good tag. 7-1, that gives Glaive a bit more of a chance, but not compared to MSL, who jumps around the corner with a Tech 9. This is where they're at their best. Close angles, tight corners, and movement. You see it in showcase from MSL. Bounce flash will go inside of the site. MSL caught out by his teammate. Will have to back off the initial peek inside. They have 4 to work with. AZ's got Dupree locked in the vents as well. No one directly inside of the site yet, which means he can't enter into the site itself, but he wants to make sure they have less entrances, and therefore will stay put. Careful of the Tech 9 and Magisk. Tags him low, but goes down 4 HP. MSL's gonna have his chance though. Xyp9x will get the shot back onto AZ. It's a man advantage for North, and they've rotated this back around.
Yeah, we can go towards upper now as a terrorist team. Config will be planted. They've got the man advantage. Cajun B on the AWP as well. An HE grenade in hand. This is the kill that really counts. Xyp9x picks it up. He doesn't take any damage for it as well. Now it goes down to the 2-on-2. Cajun B with 17 HP.
Tabby's going to start to work in and find Cajun as well immediately inside the... Yeah, easy. Gun barrel sticking out, low HP. Thanks very much. That'll make the retake a little bit more probable. Not a foregone conclusion by any means. On the way through, though, they will find MSL easily. So now they've got their 7th round, 7-1. Bomb plant in, but a reset fairly recent. They did all right considering it was just Tech 9s.
Yeah.
But the money's still not amazing.
No, it's pretty poor, actually.
Yeah, it's very poor. It's worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's about an average 3K per player there, so that's not going to signify much more than some Deagles and P250s here to work with. Deagles can be very effective, but options quite weak. Go towards outside. If you're not hitting the 1 digs there, they all can just fall back and pick you off 1 by 1. Devices round, going towards outside. Pretty standard stuff for him. Maybe look towards Squeaky at the start of the round. And they haven't got any nades on the T side. They're actually going to be rushing towards outer. Just throwing caution to the wind. Open Device is not ready for them. He's kind of not. Like, he does adjust and falls back a little bit here. But they've got some control. He's just looking to find the 1 safe kill here. Stay alive. Doesn't nail it, but gets some information. He's got players above him as well now. This could get a little bit problematic.
Bomb drop down at his feet, though. Take that. You know what you do? You pick up the bomb and you just leave the map. You just run.
That's a good idea. Why not?
If you're a counter-terrorist, you don't need violence. You just need to make sure they don't blow anything up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, smoking it off is one way of keeping it out of their hands. This Device will find Cajun B as well, trying to jump up above the boxes, and Kierby quickly strikes to take down Magisk.
8-1 now, as my voice fails me. It will be round number 10. North not really doing too much of that round. In terms of loss bonus, got 3rd stage once again. They haven't really got rolling with the cash in this game so far, only picking up 1 round so far, then instantly shut down. But they have been keeping Astralis fairly modest. You can see after the reinvestment, Dupree down to 3K. Same story for Device as well, Glaive and just under 2. So it's not like the money's really swelling for them, but they have got nice full buys going to every single round here. HE grenade used towards Squeaky once again. The smoke out could suggest upper execution. That'll be quite fast, but Device, he's rotating in towards the vents right now. Opts to go back towards Secret. And nothing really gained so far for the north side. They'll just be holding up and looking towards main entrance. He has got towards outside, so some map control, but Device is waiting for him on the other side here, and he's got a much better angle than AZ will have.
Certainly does. Op again, though, up close. Got to hit. Ooh.
Baits it out.
Yeah, that shoulder bait's actually very good. Because now he is forced to relocate. AZ knows he's there. It's information at the very least. He's over to ramp instead. If they can open up this, which now they will, and doubly so, taking Glaive, that opens up a chance to wrap toward heaven and negate the op altogether, but it gives them both facets to approach the lower side. Options are aplenty just by having the ramp control.
Yeah, I've never been... oh, okay, Device. The collateral kill comes in and makes things interesting. I was about to say that's round over, but maybe it is now, as AZ takes him down. I've never been a fan of the overcommitment towards ramp in terms of like challenges there. Like Zipex, like we said, he's normally very efficient in that position, just finding the first player in terms of contact and taking a couple of shots and falling down. I would say he overcommitted there, forced his teammate to join in as well. Once he went down, they had to try and refrag at that point. Both of them drop. At that point, North managed to get the nice clean bomb plan down. Device gets a collateral kill. We didn't quite see that from his POV, but it doesn't really matter as well. We pick up the round regardless. So 3 players surviving for North. That's pretty decent overall. Kiabi, if we wanted to say this AK, we said the money wasn't amazing for Astralis. Like we said, Glaive, $2,000. Dupree, 3,000. They can still buy up to this. It makes things a lot more easy if Kiabi can save the AK and armor, though. Looking towards Garage.
I think he will do. Far enough away to survive the blast. No one really close to track him down. In fact, they all are being safe as well at ramp. So straightforward.
So Kiabi can drop over an AWP if required. He's got $7,700 right now, so he will drop the AWP over. And still a buy available for Astralis, but this will be the last one. So this is a big point for North now. Cajun B on the AWP himself. He's only got 3 kills, Matt. If you remember back to Overpass, I'm sure you can. He always had like, what, 25 kills at the end of the game, looking very impressive indeed.
Sorry, when did they last play Overpass?
About an hour ago.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Sorry. I suffer from short-term memory loss. You know that movie, the one with Drew Barrymore, where he has to reintroduce himself every day?
Yep.
That's me.
Yeah.
I forget what that's called. It's not Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo. That's actually my autobiography.
It's definitely not that.
What a classic that is. Timeless, that one. Magisk will wait below the vents. He's already made it down. He's trying to funnel them back in toward him, trying to encourage them to chase. MSL will get down below, as too will AZ. So finally, North starting to get something rolling. They've got 2, potentially 3 here. They're a man down, but they've got something to work with. A little bit of room toward the lower site. Molotov as well towards Zipix. Means he won't have the confidence to try and get back inside of the site immediately. Should allow for the bomb plant as well, and does. There's the op shot from Device that still is a scary sound, I'm sure, that echoes in their ears every single time they have to consider fighting within the depths of the site itself, because he has been menacing in many occasions up close. Good shots come through, though. Dupree to go down first. Zipix still in it. Finds yet another kill to work with. Zipix will tap the bomb to try and pull them out. Config finds that kill instead, gives them the man advantage. Big important at man advantage this late, too, but Kiabi's still inside of the site. He finds the next through the door. Good headshot onto AZ. Magisk boys close, but not quite, is he? Oh,
no, that's
the shot. Device can't do anything. He's too far away.
No, Device was there. He actually had the chance to kill Magus boy. That's why he's shaking his crosshair like that. That was a round done. All he had to do was kill Magus, who had no vision on the bomb, right? So this is... I'm not sure. This is the previous round. Device had it covered. Magus could not see the bomb from his position, right? He had to fully commit, come swinging out of the door. Device had hit a really clean shot at that point. Really simple for him. He misses it, and he gives North the round. Magus has to find 1 frag at that point. Device can't win the round after he misses that shot. That was really rough for him. That was actually perfect in terms of the retake. That was like round done, in my opinion, but he misses a vital shot, and that's it. You saw him being a little bit frustrated, shaking his mouse there. Zipex now on the force fight. This is why you want to fall back in these positions. You want to get at least 1 frag there. Try to commit to it. It's taken down, and we'll go towards lower once again.
Well, with that said, seemed to clear crossfire. This time Device makes up for it, but Is it going to be a round converted? Is it going to be another reset as well for North? Is the bigger issue in this. Be 2 on the bounce, and then an immediate reset after. That's the other thing with the last round. They could have reset them there. This could now be 10-2, but 9-3, still not terrible, all things considered. We know
it's fine.
Nuke is a lot more even, as you mentioned at the start of this.
Yeah, considering they're going to be with no money whatsoever at number 13, that's a good recovery. Dupree, straight down towards lower there, backing up Device. They were so focused on trying to take him down. They're actually all exposing themselves. Dupree's just picking them off one by one. And is going to be a force player from North, I believe, as well. They've actually gone all in here around number 13. I think they would have been double eco regardless, so they might as well go for it and see what they can do here. It's going to be an incendiary to slow them down. And Device going towards Secret once again.
Kiarbi. Smoke off the door yet. Again, Device this time Molotov'd off. He's been wanting to get to that secret stairwell to try and peek out her multiple occasions, but can't get there. Every single time they've got utility, they've got timing. Now that it's extinguished, though, guess what? Strike. Strike he shall, but too many players outside will stare him back down. The op gone to the hands of a Deagle in config. Believe we'll spot the fact that they're going towards Secret. Kiarbi playing this passive angle. That's one of the other things as well. You have to almost, no matter what, rotate the ramp player lower because the second vent's not there. Kiarbi can't do anything to get inside the vents and get below because he still has to watch Secret. And it's another good find from North, who have Zipex down to a 1v3.
Yep, but that's never stopped them before, Matt. Now it's a 1v2.
It certainly hasn't. I mean, if you want to talk value, he's not the most skilled player in the game, but for value right now, 13 clutches. Think of how many save rounds they could have avoided. Obviously, all those are situational, but the value to this team this guy brings lately is incredible. He's got 2 kills already. He's going to continue to search. Bomb's not yet planted either, which, although means he's got more of a guessing game during that time until the bomb goes down. It also means he's got more angles he can clear off and confirm they will be lower, which now means he's got to get down the vents. Cajun be staring at it with an AWP as well.
Oh, he actually decides to fall off it at this point. So Zipex has a chance to find MSL. We should be able to take him down here, but they're both going to be waiting for him. So that was the win of opportunity. Can't quite find the frag as a 1v3. They were down to 1v2 in the force buy from North. It looked like it would be problematic, but they managed to pick it up there. Round number 14, it's 9-4. Money in the bin here for Astralis. They'll be forcing into it, trying to do what they can. The shotguns come out once again. UMPs, 5.7s, 1 M4 for Device. He's on 19 kills, by the way, after 13 rounds.
Good. He's in my fantasy team. And last map, I wasn't that impressed. I dropped snacks, believe it or not.
I've got all liquid players. It's a new strategy.
EZ, PZ.
Liquid squeeze out.
Henry in last place.
I had to do something big, right? Something had to happen.
Yeah. No, I get it. You need a miracle. I understand.
So
Alige is a good shout.
we'll see. They're playing against Renegades and Rush. I'm hopeful.
Oh, you know what? That actually is a pretty decent opportunity for you. I'll give you that. It's smart tactics, Henry G. I took safe bets on many top teams, top players, you could say.
Okay, then. Well, it's round number 14. Chips it down for Astralis. All in. 2 towards Secret, and there are terrorists on the other side. 3 towards Secret, in fact. Device confirms it for us as he turns around. So they are in the right place right now. If North dare go around this corner, they're going to find themselves some very angry players with shotguns and SMGs in their hands and looking to take this round in their favor, but they won't be committing. They actually go towards Garage here. They're being very methodical and checking every close range angle at this point. It looks like they'll be splitting towards upper.
Outside controlled upper. Classic Nuke. It's so odd because you know, when Nuke first came into it, that seemed so common and easy to do. And it seemed like that would be the obvious go-to for the terrorists, but it seems Secret and vents are still popular. It will work out, though. MSL's got the first on Kiarbi. Glaive now left inside of the site. Money has been dwindled away. It's incredible to think that this could have been 10-2 at a .94. Remember that missed op shot from Device? Yeah. Starts to weigh into it when you consider that they didn't get a full reset into them in time. They were able to force up just enough in the previous. Device left with Dupree on a shotgun. I was about to say AWP. In some ways, an up-close AWP. But it means that they have to sit back on this one as well. And that's going to concede their 5th round to North, who are actually making a case for this.
Yeah, absolutely. They've actually managed to pick up 4 rounds in the last 5, I should say. And managing to bring this back. It was looking very bleak at one point. They will be saving 2 guns here. Astralis, that is, Mag 7 and the M4A4. A couple of flashbangs and body armor to go with that as well. That certainly helps. Don't necessarily need head armor against terrorist sides, especially config. It'll be upgrading from that UMP for the last round here. I'm almost certain of it. Device and Dupree live to see another round, it seems, as we go into the final one of the first half. 9-5. Actually looking quite promising now for North. They get the 9-6 here, which is very likely considering the money remaining for Astralis. Win the pistol in the second half, you've got yourself a very nice situation. So the final buy comes in for Astralis. M4, 2 UMPs, Mag 7. Zipex once again, just in that 5-7.
5-7, but can certainly... It's kind of gotten, I think, overwhelmed by some of the other pistols. There was a time when everyone thought that was the go-to. P255-7, it's now Tech 9 and CZ. I mean, that's when ultimately the exact point of when this gun became less used. I still have it equipped. I don't like the CZ, never have.
Well, easy. He's not having any of that nonsense. He finds the first frag. Zipex, though, he gets one towards ramp, and I think that's all they'll get out of this round. It's going to be a 4-on-2, and Dupree, still the shotgun. Do not shoot your teammate. Looks like a little bit of possibility there.
He definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
Easy, though. 5 HP. Cajun's going to hold off towards Silo. Bombs out toward Big. Dupree thinks it's going to go secret. This could, in the perfect world, work. Because they're inside of Big Garage staring at the main entrance. And he could slip up and get close enough if they don't move fast enough, but they are starting to head toward Heaven instead. Was he spotted by... Yeah, I think he was. Cajun's turned his full attention toward that stairwell.
USP, hope for the best? No, not going to be.
The one-hit wonder.
Yeah. Well, this is very problematic now for Astralis. Cajun B still watching towards outside. Dupree's towards low with 18 HP. Shotgun smoked out as well. Just going to be pumping the shots in when he hears the bomb going down potentially, yeah. That's to take away a bit of aggro there. Zipex gets 1. And that should be round done. So after going 8-1 down, Matt, it's going to be North actually finish up the half 9-6. So that's actually pretty
really
decent.
Good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Really good.
It's that one round as well, like you said. That one round from Device, that one missed shot, that's got North back in this game.
Yeah. That's actually ridiculous as well. I mean, you saw him shaking the mouse, you saw his disappointment, but the circumstances by which that happened is just, it's incredible.
So after getting absolutely thumped on overpasses, Astralis coming back with winning the first half here, but in my opinion, should have been a lot more. It's going to be 9-6. We'll take a quick break. Do not miss the second half of Nuke.
Jisk has been solid. North, decent comeback. Astralis haven't been as convincing as you thought. Both maps that started back and forth. This one was a little bit more than back and forth. It was 8-1. Device misses one crucial shot, and he gives North a shot back into the game.
He absolutely does. And now North, like we said, if they win the pistol here, it's 9-9. It's a balanced map. No reason why they can't pick this one up. But still, for now, Astralis had the advantage as we swap things over. We'll have a look at the T-sided buy here. It's going to be Astralis now with 9 rounds and 3 sets of armor for now. Got some intense music this week, Matt. It's changed up.
Yeah, I like it, you know? It's dark like my soul.
Yeah, say that again. 4 sets of armor. Glaive with, as usual, the utility blade.
I like my coffee dark too, by the way.
He'll be having 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs. It's going to be 5 sets of armor here for North. No utility or diffuse kit for them whatsoever as they set up here. Some teams like to go aggressive on the pistol, but not North. As it's going to be Cajun B to find the first shot there. Takes down Glaive. And he's got a teammate as well, Config, trying to take down Kiabi. They know he's there, apparently, as Mage's Boy finds a second frag. That was towards ramp.
Oh, the shot from AZ. It's against Dupree. Will shut down any entrance toward the main, toward Annex. Give them a bit more breathing space. But Xyp9x has gone all the way through the ramp. Another clutch situation for him to pull back. He's got 1 kill in the round already. He's got 3 more to find. He's going to get taken down by MSL immediately. Very fast pace from Astralis, but not really all on the same page.
Well, North do win the pistol. We said that would be a deciding factor here. As we enter the second round, no bomb planted for Astralis. Means they will be forced buying into the second round here, including Device as well. Means he will be extremely limited if he loses round in that first go round. It's going to be Tech9's, Deagles, 1 smoke to work with. Where does that smoke go? We saw North with similar buy in the first half. They actually went towards Squeaky Door, trying to get the bomb down towards that vents area. It's going to be Xyp9x with that smoke, so watch out for him. He goes towards ramp for now, hasn't deployed it just yet. As we get into a bit of a stalemate here. No one wanted to give too much away. Options very limited for the T side.
Yeah, very limited indeed. MSL gets a little bit closer onto the UMP. Instead, he'll get on top of Hut. He's a bit of a wraparound toward the outer catwalk position with Cajun down. They've got room to wiggle with. But Glaive and Dupree shut and shot. Means that no wrap exists any further. Kiabi does have bomb to work with. He's going to try and push through, though. They want to try and figure out exactly where Magisk is. If he overcommits to the step on the right on Kiabi, that's when Xyp9x will have a better chance to strike. Doesn't even need to. Kiabi goes through and finds 2, grabs a gun as well. AZ's left on Heaven. And MSL, coming down from the rafters, will head toward the vents. They're expecting and anticipating this to now head lower with ramp given up. A spot toward Squeaky should confirm that they can head toward lower. Bomb gets planted. They've got more confidence in the situation, especially because Device will pick up MSL.
They pull it back somehow against the orders. Kiabi, with that close-range Tech9, gets down towards the vents and gets the bomb planted as well. And the rotation frag is coming in for Astralis as well. So they do win that second round of Force Spy. I think that's quite rare on Nuke as well. Just with 1 smoke to work with there, you're hoping for mistakes coming from the CTs at that point. And the rebuy comes in from North. It's going to be a force themselves. There's no scout available, though. So Deagles, 5-7, and AZ, he's got the P250. They've got a smoke and an AT grenade to work with as well. No kit. Astralis don't need to rush here. They just need to hold up. Try and get a frag towards outside. AZ blowing on the door there. Decoy comes in as well. He made that a flashbang. And he will be trying to wipe that first frag of the PT-50, but smoked out. So utility brought to the table there. Going to be in vain.
Molotov down AZ. Just making sure they're not going to wrap around quickly onto him. Backing off the outer position, however. Back toward lobby instead. Kiabi's got a decent angle. This can often be overlooked. It's a tough shot to hit over top of the blue crate, but he'll sit and try and do so. It's back to ramp, in fact. They don't even want to try and let Kiabi drop off that main position and catch them off guard. Good shot from Magisk. Cajun's going to do the same with a 5-7. First one's a headshot, follow-up body shot on Xyp9x will put him down. That's a gun available to him as well because they've given up radio.
That's a bit clumsy from Xyp9x, I have to say. He's by himself there. If he goes down, there's no refrag. Actually gives the man advantage away as well. So this force buy from North could actually pay dividends here. It's a 4-3. Cajun B picks up the AK, and he's actually looking for a little bit more as he pushes towards lobby. Damage being done as well as MSL finds Kiabi.
Easy taps the ladder, wants to go out. Smoke to cover off main. Easy still therefore has vision, tries to bait him in. A couple shots to distract because he wants to try and distract long enough for Cajun to enter in with the AK. That'll do it though. Config getting Device. Glaive's able to get back through the window to find 1 spot. A second in the smoke, can't take him down all the way, but tagged to 5 HP. It does bring Cajun back into the equation.
So back-to-back force buy victories there for either side. That's quite interesting. And I have to say, Astralis to get the initial pick there, well, it's an equal trade. It's Magisk to get the first frag. Xyp9x gets the frag in return. At that point, I feel like he overcommits towards ramp. We saw Cajun B picks up an easy kill, and that's actually instrumental to them actually getting into that round and winning it. He picks up the AK, he's got control of lobby as well. Xyp9x, obviously, he thinks, okay, there's only going to be 1 player towards ramp. I'll get control of that area. They won't know if we're going towards lower. But unless you've got someone there with you, you can't really justify that decision too much, especially when it costs you the round as well. As we get into round number 4, forced by once again from Astralis. It's 10-8 as North claw on back. They get 1 AK, 3 Tech9s and a UMP here. They have got a plethora of utility to work with. And Xyp9x once again back towards ramp. Molotov'd out. Same story of the upper bomb side as well. Config quite aggressive outside here. Smoked out.
Config, good pick. Great shot, good lineup. Smoke to work with, does it again. Exact same thing all over. Red Rover, send your best right over, I'll best them. As Glaive will at least get Config back, but is it too little too late considering the weaponry? Considering the damage that's dealt, that they're down a man with much to still try and find in terms of map control. Nearly gifted back. Magisk walks up, and Zipik's crosshair was placed lower than that, expecting the head to appear on the ramp rather than right in front of him.
4-on-2. Dupree and Glaive left to try and salvage this round, but that's the bomb dropped as well. Just Glaive now out of position and maybe out of time, as he hasn't really got much to work with there. Major's boy takes him down with the AK-47. That ties, well, it doesn't tie things up, but it should do go into the next round. That's the point I'm trying to make. Nothing really Astralis can really do. That was another force buy from them. Should be bringing things to 10-10 at this point, and a chance for North to stabilize their economy. They shouldn't be dropping a frag here. Not really much Astralis can bring to the table. They've got Glocks at the moment, and one P250 comes out for Dupree. That's about it. So they're going to plant down. It's amazing. Maybe rush towards upper. Maybe the bomb sneaks down the vents. That's what I can really see as an option right now. You're not going to slow things right down and try and get a pick of a Glock. This is not going to happen. Here comes the rush.
Rush, door, vents, caught. Bombs down there as well, lads. Good luck.
Yep.
Push through from Magisk. Knows that they've gone that direction. MSL touchdown nade. Clean sweep. 10-10. Astralis, what happened to that 8-1 lead?
Yeah, those days are over. As we get into round number 6, like we said, try and rush up and get the bomb down the vents. Exactly what they tried to do. They send 3 players towards ramp as well, try and split it. If they got 1 kill or the bomb going down there, then maybe there's some sort of a chance, but not meant to be. Look, quite controlled from Majors there, as he gets a nice little double spray down with the AK-47. It's round number 6, and no ult for either side, but it's North with, I would say a bonus round, but when it's like round number 6, like it's difficult to even say that, but there's been so many force buys back and forth. Majors getting aggressive this time towards ramp, spots the palm of one of them, can't find the kill though. Zipex bails him out.
I'll have you know, Henry, Nip has won their first game in Pro League.
Yes!
You'll be very pleased to hear that. It's all Draken. Not sure about that. I haven't seen the stats. I just realized they are 1-6 now. Same as G2, oddly enough. Super what? Cajun. He's going to go down to Kiabi. Good find on the way through. AZ's actually elected to rotate back up, which isn't the right call, but with Config down below still, take that back. I was going to say with him down below, he can hold them in position and let MSL get on the flank faster toward the ramp. He does get there. I'm not sure it was in the time that they would have needed.
Yeah, well, a desperate attempt to deny the plan there from AZ. Not really much they can do in this situation as MSL goes absolutely wild. His teammate drops as well. That's the first kill there to start. You know exactly where he is. He gets caught reloading. And Astralis pull one back just about. 2 players surviving though. I think we still have plenty of cash on the CT side. That's where things get interesting. We said that was a bit of a bonus round just because there's been so many force buys. They had a residual SMG there. This is when they bring out the AWP. 4-on-4s as well. This is where the fun really begins because you can see the reinvestment from Astralis comes in. They're left with almost no money here. And a Galil as well. They lose this round. It's going to cost them 2. So they need to be picking this one up. Fast-paced round towards low actually worked out for them quite nicely there. And they deployed back towards ramp. Not so aggressive this time. KGB towards outside, of course. No device to go up against him. Or maybe there is. Bit of a one-way smoke there for device. And he changes his attention towards silo at this point. There is a player on the other side.
Cajun's gone for the narrow position instead. Does open up a lot of potential for them to try and wrap behind him, but he's affording to do so by this. Config getting in position instead. Spots Kiarbi. Shooting, potentially trying to pull him back in. Config's going to give up secret. Zipix, meanwhile, will get toward hut. Flashes go out. AZ's on top. They have not yet committed to the doorway. Glaive is going to try to push out ramp, and Zipix will go with the Molotov, though. That's going to buy more time at a minute as well. Not only have they bought more time, but Bakiri is tagged to 14. That was their chance to try and cause a little bit of chaos outside and create space elsewhere on the map. Device will continue to try and push through, though. No commitment from his team to go either way just yet. Config's down there. That nade's big. Oh, it bounced past him. It actually didn't go quite into contact. That would have been much better had it done so, because it would have given Device a much better chance. But just, he wants to go effective to fall back down, to be efficient. Caught by Device because he was in the vents behind him. He stayed down, got the call from his teammates. Now he's got 2 kills. He's also got the highest amount of HP left. In fact, more than that of his 3 teammates combined.
Yeah.
So he's got to stay pretty alert in this situation.
That's a bit of a problem here, but it should be fine at this point. It's 4-on-2. Yes, they have low HP, but at this point, you're probably not going to go for the retake, considering the bomb's down. You're not together. You've got an AWP to save as well. They might as well go and save towards T-spawn. That's exactly what they do here. So MSL, are we going in first, making sure the coast is clear? Device is hunting, and he takes down the AWP as well.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
that's, yeah, forget He'll sit and hold the angle now, but he won't chase down the other guy. Forget it. Very good read from him to realize that they were likely going to save immediately as well. Yeah. I don't have in-game sound turned up to exactly the same as what they would, obviously, while we're casting. But I'm not sure he heard MSL running from the lobby or not, but it was a good read if he didn't.
4 players survived just about. Look at the HP there. So much damage inflicted, so many things going on from North. I think they have enough to buy one more time. Not really. So MSL could drop an M4. They could buy it with shotguns, UMPs and stuff. I don't think it's worth it, considering the scoreline now. Astralis now getting touching distance of taking this map. I think give the more conservative approach here. Maybe send the M4 towards outside, or boost it up towards outer. That could be an interesting idea. We'll see what they decide to do. MSL will be heading towards outside. Not going to be boosted though. Uses that smoke at the start of the round to take away some terrorist vision. Good grenade comes in, but he gets destroyed by that device. AWP picked that up from KGB in the previous round. That should be it. Not really much for CDs to work with here. And Astralis should extend their lead. Config, though, he's been deadly so far this evening as he picks up the M4A4. Maybe that is some sort of lifeline.
Good pick. Amazing to try and get through the door, but that doesn't work. Go back the other way. Device hits him up close. Cajun's going to rotate back into heaven, drop down, be quick about it. Astralis holding on by the string of their teeth. I've at least kept this for 2 rounds, and the economic advantage good find from Kiabi. 13-10. If they split this series, just to give you another picture of the series, of the standings, Mouse Sports still sits atop 7-1. North would go 5-3. Astralis would end 5-5 after this.
Yeah.
Well, it's close. It's getting very close in the midsection of this league.
Yeah, I think we're at the just before the halfway point as well with this week. I think we have 6 weeks between this one, so we're about the halfway point. After next week, we'll be halfway, right?
Yep. Well, like a few make updates, but yeah. Essentially, yes.
But still anyone's game, and it's exciting to see Mouse Sports at the top there. That's kind of strange, all things considered. But it's going to be Config. He picks up the first frag to take down Kiabi, and lots of damage inflicted as well. Good grenade coming in towards Glaive and Dupree.
I'm also going to go back on my prediction when I said NIP was statistically out at 1-6, because even toward the top of the table, Heroics 5-5. There's teams that are only...
When you say out, do you mean out of the...
I didn't think they'd make playoffs. They're not statistically out, but I didn't think they would. When you actually look at some of the losses these teams have, there's a chance they could still make it through. Everyone's very close, even though they are 1-6 in terms of losses, and that's obviously the number you need to avoid. Good shot from MSL as he drops down off the yellow crossbeam. It'll be Zipex and Glaive versus MSL, Magisk, and Config. That blown out. Knifed out, poked out.
Slashed out.
Slashed out, I like that word. It's going to be a noise trigger, but they do get the bomb down, and Glaive Molotoving off to the left with the smoke on the right will be able to push up. Ooh, I thought go to dark spot. Has to be careful here. Bit of hesitation, but he wants to play off his teammate Zipex, who now knows that MSL surely, I think, has heard him go into the vents because they're staring that down. Giving him the sight, they'll play that off the diffuse noise, but don't want him to exit and try and catch off their positions while they're looking inwardly. That's a good pick, therefore, from Glaive, because now they don't have to worry about their backs. They can focus firmly onto the bomb. They know exactly where it is. Glaive reads it like a book. Config tries to get sneaky. Magisk, what's he doing? What?
Okay,
he's no,
right.
Okay, he can't. He has no kid.
Oh.
But
that was a weird decision, right? Because, okay, I got a bit excited that I couldn't hit the bomb as I was going off, but he runs out with his knife, right?
He thought he was in the smoke.
1. Yeah, but like, yeah, that does kind of make sense, but like, it's a weird decision to make, right? Like, I guess at that point, if you do think he's in smoke, you just get that kill, he's instantly on the bomb. I guess it's the best call to go with a knife. Like, I guess the communication would have been better at that point. I'm not 100% sure, but still.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, his teammate died so quickly. I think he was already committed to the thought. It was already in his head. Like, he was already like a bull charging at that point. So he didn't have time. But yeah, that was very peculiar looking. And you're right, I couldn't hear the bomb fully either. Meanwhile, though, Zipex does get Magisk going back down this time. North is left to pistols once more, but they're getting very aggressive. Config, he's got an AK to work with already inside lobby, and AZ's pushed all the way up to catch off at outer. It was actually toward the corner to catch off, I believe it was Glaive or Zipex. Zipex, yeah.
Oh, God, that's going to cost him. He took a bit of a risk there. He thought he could sneak out, but AZ's waiting for him on top of that hut. And it's a 3-on-2 just like that. Config looking to get a bit more here as well. They're being relentless. And he can find it, spots him. That's a very easy kill to take down Device and the bomb as well. What a round to step up in. This would be a match point for Astralis. And now, not meant to be. Easy with 3 kills in total. Some interesting decisions there from Astralis. Try to go quite quickly towards outside and upper. They got punished by the close range weaponry there of North. And Kiabi, I actually kind of like that idea. Like he was trying to, he came from T-Roof as well. And the city's already cleared out lobby. They'd called, no one was there. So he's trying to take advantage of that. Push out the hub. Try and find a player that wouldn't be suspecting there, but AZ. Too aware, I'm afraid. And we go into round number 11. Still don't have the woods just yet, though. This is costing not quite a lot of money. They still have 3 players about $3,000, so they're fine in that respect. But Device has the orb. They do not.
Just a spot over top of the boxes inside of the smoke as well toward radio and config. Just gonna sit to watch from Catwalk, backs off. Remember that angle did exist to some extent. The box there's placed a little differently and you're a bit lower so you don't get as much vision toward the corner, but that angle used to exist as well in the former iterations of Nuke.
5 for now. Glaive has outside control. He gets towards Secret. Doesn't necessarily have to commit to this. He's by himself, right? So at least he's showing some presence there. He won't want to walk around the corner and give his frag away for free. But then just knowing he could be in that position forces the rotation towards lower. And now they go back towards ramp. So he'll be waiting. If they get ramp control by trading a frag, at least they're in a very good position going forward, Astralis here. But KGB's not backing down just yet. He still has the AK and will be looking to challenge at this point. He's by himself. So that's quite a brave move to make as Glaive goes back towards outside. His teammates did not get a ramp, so he has to change his position and show presence towards upper.
Good headshot onto AZ, checks left, snaps back, and his damage combined with that of Zipix will take down MSL. I think there was some missed utility toward Heaven, but it doesn't matter. Device has config. He's already found Cajun, and it's down to Magisk. It's going to be a map point for Astralis.
Yeah, that works quite nicely. Like we said, getting that secret control forces the rotation down towards lower. Cajun Bees, they know he's in ramp as well. They've ascertained that information, so there can only be very limited amount of CT presence towards upper. Maybe 2 players tops. That's actually the case. They find those 2 frags, they go in. Decent flashbangs come in as well. The T's are there challenging together, giving them multiple targets in front of them. That's actually a very nicely played round by Astralis. They've managed to find match and a big map point here. It's going to be Major's boy doing some damage to the economy. They know where he is. I don't think he'll be taken down. Kiabi is sneaking in behind him, so maybe he will. Not worth the knife. He just wants to guarantee the kill, but Majors can hear him. And he's actually playing that very smartly indeed. Ring around the rosy.
I like it, yeah. Yeah, you say ring around the rosy. Yeah, because I know Pansy says ring a rosies. Which
I think that's the actual official song, though, the one I'm singing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's what I was always taught. Both technically make sense grammatically.
Yeah, it's just the nice rhyme, I remember.
Yeah.
I'll Google it. Let's look it up.
Yeah, you do that, and I'll talk about Kana. So the smoke bounced. That'll go inside of red, cover off the vision from Big Garage toward the box itself.
Correct.
That's going to let config go through. Both are correct.
Yep.
Now, it must be a cultural thing. Depends on where you're from. Because I noticed Lawrence is the other. So I thought maybe it was British, but then you don't, so.
There you go. Oh, 5 and 4. Match point for Astralis. It's made this boy to drop first, but Cajun B does have the AWP, but he's actually left ramp, and that's a big deal because they can get towards the lower bomb side. Look how quickly they're operating as well. But Cajun does find a frag in return. It might not matter. They've got no kits and a full retake to do towards the lower side. Cajun B with an AWP as well. That's not an ideal weapon for him on the retake. This kill is huge. Kiabi picks it up. That should be all she wrote for Nuke here, but Zipex, he finds the next frag, and AZ now with config. Very limited, but AZ finds a little bit of wiggle movement now as we go into a desperate situation.
I think that's one way to put it. AZ finding Zipix config. Ooh, get out of the flames. He's blinded, so he won't exactly know where the edge is. Doesn't matter. They found the edge. Astralis has pushed them over it. It's 16-11. And they recover not only from losing the last map, but from giving up an 8-1 deficit and going to 10-10 at one point.
Yeah, well, Astralis, it looked pretty bleak after getting the 8-1 lead, and they managed to keep composed. The second half was good. After losing the pistol as well, the second round force buy comes in. Lots of back and forth in this game, to be fair, especially on overpass. Lots of eco wins, and there was no difference here on Nuke as well. But Astralis put some good rounds together towards the end at that point, and some good execution towards the upper side, managed to secure the victory.
Absolutely. Well, if Thorin thinks I'm the best in esports, it's because we have something far greater than that. We have esports Buddha, and I rub his head every game for good luck in casting. That's you, Moses.
You messed it up after map 1, so you felt like you had to come back a little bit stronger. Took you 2 games to come up with the another ball joke, actually.
I gave him that one, actually.
Really interesting. It always comes back to her with this guy.
I went to him in between the halftime of that game, and I said,
really?
yeah. I said, Matt, throw to us like that.
At 2 sponge.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
All right, let's just end this show. I'm done.
Let's just end
I'm
it,
out of
boys.
here. It was a good week. We got through 3 days.
How's your second? Oh wait, it's only Wednesday, and we didn't work yesterday.
We didn't work yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is day 4. It's going well. How's it? I don't know. How's it going? Let's get to the game. Astralis do bounce back. They go 1-1 on the night over North. Looked a little bit dicey there. Henry mentioned it. It was a little bit scary. They had to make a little bit of a comeback in that game. Overall, I mean, Astralis, Nuke looking good for them.
Yeah, I think the weird factor for me was the device didn't just shine. Speaking of shine, with the orb.
You too.
Sorry. It was a solo shiny
Another
for
ball
too long.
joke.
I'm sorry. The point is that he didn't actually shine with the orb that much to a degree. To a degree.
Just let her fall apart on camera.
Oh, it's already been happening for years since I joined ESL. But the fact he started off really well, got them back onto a good point, you know, kind of resetting the tilt from the last game, just coming back in strong.
Yeah.
Once he was able to get the warp, didn't particularly need it. He was doing just as fine with the rifle. He had a great game individually device there. Dupree incredibly quiet, to be fair, throughout the series as well, which is a bit of an off-peak. Magisk on the other team played very well in a similar spot, so Magisk was completely dumpstering Dupree throughout that game. But yeah, overall, it was a good watch, to be fair. But
Yeah. Building on the Magic's point, I know that you noticed it as well. The round where he just pushed ramp into radio or trophy room, whatever you want to call it, it was hyper aggressive. The thing with this that people have to understand, there's quite a few players who do plays like that. You can look at maybe your Simples. He's a good example. I'm sure I could probably name another one.
I think also when you're having a game where you have 25 kills and 100 ADR, that's at the point where like your in-game leader just says, you know what, you're having a sick game, just go make some impacts.
But people need to look at that. So sometimes he might do it and he might look like a genius, right? And he gets 3 kills and he wins his team the round. Other times he'll do it, he'll get no frags, he'll die, and you know, exactly that. The in-game lead is giving him the freedom to go off tap, but it might cost him the round being 4v5 down on the CT side of Nuke. It's difficult enough as it is, you know, to make sure you've got all those holes plugged. But those plays, you know, you can question it from time to time. I think you basically summed up where I was going with it, you know, that it's justified in the fact that he was playing so well. Yeah,
I mean, that's we should mention as well. We saw that before previously in a big match at the Major against Virtus Pro on Combo when they just said, go do your thing, and he had that, I think it was like the record-setting one-half performance from an individual. So yeah, that's just the kind of impact player he is. He can have the up games and the down games, but yeah, I mean, that's a great bounce back from Astralis. North, I mean, we're just going to have to see where these standings lie and how, when everything kind of comes into place, but I mean, these teams are in a dicey situation where they need to just put wins on the board now.
speaking of that, Kinguin is 7-1 up over NIP right now.
Didn't NIP win the first map though?
Yeah, they won the first one.
So, so they popped their cherry.
Yep, they're in the game. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. If Kinguin get more points, they're still sitting pretty well on the table, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, they're in the
right?
top 6. They're in the top 6. I think they're like 5th or something like that.
Jesus.
But actually, let's bring up the recap of today, the matches that we have watched, the ones that have been over on the B stream. You can see here, a lot of blowouts today. 16-2, 16-5. Those are the 2 map scores, Fnatic and VP trade maps. 16-4, 16-11, same thing, Astralis and North trade maps. Over in the second stream, we had Heroic beating Hellraisers, and then Hellraisers beating Heroic. And then we had NIP taking Kinguin in the first map, and as Lauren just said, Kinguin is currently up, what, 7-1, I believe you said?
It was.
These are the new standings at the moment while the other matches are ongoing. Astralis has gotten into that 6th place. North is up there as well in 3rd, so both of them hop into a playoff spot tentatively. It has kicked out, I think Navi and Fnatic were up there at some point, or Kinguin was up there as well. So still some confusion, still some movement that's going to occur. But so far, I mean, it's starting to shape up.
Yeah, tonight, just capping it off, we saw a lot of good individual performances. So if you want to watch some people going nuts with the frags, Device in that game we just saw, Snacks earlier in the night, and then Cajun.
Yep,
some amazing individual performances, carry performances from 3-star players this evening.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. Exciting Counter-Strike as well when one individual is going nuts like that. Not always the prettiest, but it is fun just watching one player have a good time. Stick around as well. After this, we have the NA matches are going to go on for ESL Pro League. You can see those up. This is what you have to look forward to if you're going to have a late night here in Europe, or if it's just the early afternoon over in the States. It's Selfless versus SK, Immortals versus Winter Fox. The Australian's going to try and do something.
New Zealanders, the majority.
Sorry.
Can you get that right?
I apologize.
Thank you.
Sensitive. Rush versus Team Liquid, and then Luminosity versus Misfits. Those will be going on over in North America. This is what we have in store tomorrow. Fnatic again, and so is North. Fnatic is going to take on Na'Vi, Envy going to take on North, and then we're going to have Astralis versus Heroic, another Danish matchup. And then that is the new LDLC logo, which always throws me off, and Mouse Sports.
If Astralis beat Heroic on Nuke, they've beaten both other Danish teams on Nuke in 2 days. So you'd say they're the best Nuke team, wouldn't you, Jason?
Yeah, that's flawless logic, I feel. That is good stuff.
That's how we do it here.
Do we get paid yet? Well, that's going to end it for the evening. That's going to be our show. We'll be back tomorrow. Join us then. Thanks for tuning in and have a good evening.